There's a quiet shift in global travel. The US, once the top destination, is losing ground. More international visitors are now choosing Canada over America. Why? Skyrocketing costs, complicated entry processes, and a growing sense that travelers aren't welcome in the US. Canada, meanwhile, is rolling out the red carpet. In this video, we'll explore 5 countries leading this trend, and what it means for the future of travel. Let's uncover the clues behind this exodus. Spain once dreamed of America: New York, Miami, Louisiana. But that dream is fading. Spanish tourists are turning away from the US even before the pandemic accelerated the trend. The main reason? Cost. US trips are expensive, while Canada offers better value and a favorable exchange rate. But it's not just about money. The US entry process feels intimidating and unwelcoming. Stories of long waits and tough questioning at US customs have spread, creating a psychological barrier. Canada, in contrast, has made entry easy with a quick, affordable ETA process. Their message: we want you here. Canada's bilingual culture, especially in Quebec, feels familiar to Spaniards, bridging European and North American vibes. Spanish travelers also value safety and social progressiveness, qualities Canada highlights. Canadian tourism campaigns target Spanish interests, from Montreal's culture to Vancouver's diversity. Travel agencies in Spain now push Canadian packages, and direct flights to Toronto and Montreal are booming. Word of mouth is powerful. Positive stories from Canada inspire more Spaniards to visit. This isn't a blip, it's a realignment. Canada is now the preferred North American destination for Spaniards. The US is losing not just tourists but cultural exchange and economic opportunity. For every Spaniard choosing the Rockies over the Grand Canyon, it's a wake-up call for the US. The Spanish compass points north, and the lesson is clear: welcome matters. The numbers don't lie. Spain's travel loyalty has shifted. The US must rethink how it welcomes the world, or risk losing more travelers. The story of Spain is just the beginning. Let's see who's next. The UK and US have a long travel history, but British tourists are rethinking their choices. The US entry experience, long lines, tough questions, and a cold welcome, has become a major turnoff. British travelers want to feel valued, not interrogated. Canada offers a similar language and culture, but with a friendlier, more relaxed border experience. The ETA process is simple, and Canadian customs officers are known for their courtesy. This positive first impression sets the tone for the whole trip. Canada's dramatic landscapes and vibrant cities offer fresh alternatives to familiar US destinations. Safety, stability, and social progressiveness in Canada align with British values. Concerns about US healthcare costs, gun violence, and political tensions push Brits north. UK tour operators are responding, promoting Canadian packages and city breaks. The pound stretches further in Canada, adding to the appeal. For Brits, Canada is a less stressful, more rewarding travel experience. The special relationship with the US is being challenged by a neighbor with a warmer welcome. The UK's travel pivot is about more than convenience. It's about feeling respected. Canada's approach is winning hearts and wallets. The US risks losing its place as the default destination for British tourists. The lesson: hospitality matters as much as the sights. The British are crossing the Atlantic for a new kind of North American adventure. The trend is clear and growing. Who else is making the switch? Australians are famous for epic journeys, but the US is losing its appeal. High costs and a weak exchange rate make US trips feel overpriced. Canada, with a stronger dollar match, offers better value, longer stays, more activities, and upgraded experiences. Australians are savvy. They want their money to go further. The US tipping culture and hidden costs frustrate Aussies, while Canada's service feels more familiar and relaxed. Canada's natural wonders, Rockies, lakes, forests, are a huge draw for outdoor-loving Australians. Marketing campaigns highlight adventure sports and wilderness, speaking directly to Aussie interests. The Commonwealth connection and similar social etiquette make Canada feel like a home away from home. Safety is a top concern. Canada's reputation for peace and low gun violence reassures families. News of unrest in the US only strengthens Canada's appeal. Australians are choosing Canada for value, comfort, and adventure. The US is losing out on high-spending adventurous travelers. The Pacific pivot is real. Australia's travel dollars are heading north. Canada's welcoming approach is paying off. The US must adapt or continue to lose ground. For Australians, Canada is now the North American destination of choice. The shift is significant and lasting. The message, value, and welcome win every time. Let's see how this trend plays out in Asia. Next stop, South Korea. South Korean travelers are global powerhouses, but the US is losing their interest. The US visa and entry process is stressful. Even with ESTA, denials and tough screenings are common. Stories of families being turned away at the border have created anxiety and uncertainty. Canada's ETA is simple, fast, and almost always approved. The Canadian border experience is professional and respectful, removing the fear factor. Canada's large Korean communities in Toronto and Vancouver offer instant comfort and connection. Korean tourists find familiar food, language, and culture, making Canada feel like a second home. Canadian tourism boards market directly to Koreans, highlighting shopping, nature, and family-friendly activities. K-dramas filmed in Canada have made certain cities must-visit destinations. Canada's reputation for safety and inclusivity is a major draw for Korean families. Positive experiences shared online amplify Canada's appeal across East Asia. The US is losing not just Korean tourists, but their influence on regional travel trends. Canada's open, community-focused approach is winning over South Korea. The US, with its barriers and uncertainty, is falling behind. For Korean travelers, the choice is clear. A warm welcome in Canada beats stress in the US. The ripple effect is spreading. The next big shift, look south to Mexico. Let's see how America's closest neighbor is changing course. The US and Mexico share deep ties, but Mexican travelers are looking north, to Canada. Negative US political rhetoric and a difficult visa process have made many Mexicans feel unwelcome. The US border experience is often tense and humiliating, eroding goodwill. Canada changed the game by lifting visa requirements for Mexicans, replacing them with a simple ETA. The message, "We trust and welcome you." Mexican tourism to Canada surged, filling flights and hotels. In Canada, Mexicans find respect, multicultural cities, and a fresh North American experience. It's not just about vacations, it's about dignity and being valued. Mexican spending power is now boosting Canadian, not US businesses. Canada's natural beauty and cultural blend, especially in Quebec, are big draws. More Mexican students are choosing Canada, building long-term connections. Positive student experiences encourage more family visits and tourism. The shift is profound. A major travel corridor is being rerouted. The US is losing trust and economic opportunity. Canada is building bridges, not barriers. For Mexicans, Canada is the new land of opportunity and welcome. The US must address its image and policies or risk losing a vital neighbor. The travel map of North America is being redrawn. The consequences will last for years. The final lesson, openness, wins. What does all this mean? The US is quietly losing billions as travelers choose Canada. It's not just about numbers, it's about trust, reputation, and real-world impact on American communities. Travelers want to feel safe, respected, and welcome. Canada is delivering on that promise. The US is falling short. Rebuilding trust means fixing entry processes, costs, and the overall welcome. This isn't politics, it's reality, backed by data and traveler stories. The world is watching, and the US must adapt or be left behind. If you found this insightful, share, like, and subscribe for more deep dives.